was out then. It's literally just called Tomb Raider. I think people put the distinction of 2013 as the difference, but quite literally it was literally just called Tomb Raider. Anyway, so I was playing that game on that computer, and I can quite literally remember the amount of lag I got from one area specifically. I had a ton of lag, and I didn't understand why, because I was still an intro to computers at this moment. I didn't know that there was a difference between a GPU and CPU and all that stuff, though. Like, I knew they were in a computer, don't get me wrong, but I didn't know that there was like a difference in levels of it at that moment. So I'm just like, oh, you know, this laptop was running perfectly fine before, and now all of a sudden it's not. Like, what's going on? I did have technical knowledge, some technical knowledge of Oblivion, where I knew that individual areas, like this area of Cycling Road, I knew as a cell. Like, I did know that. That's not a problem. I knew that for the first 10 seconds. Like as soon as I loaded up, I think it was the construction set. Mind you, I was really bad at the construction set when I was younger, but then again, who really cares, right? It's a new program to you, right? And literally, when you load it up, it literally calls it cells, I think. Right? Give me a second. I want to confirm. Either that or the documentation on it called them cells, and that's how I knew about it. Cell view. Yep. That's exactly what it says. It says cell view. But again, yeah. So that pretty much already told me more than anything about games. So that's pretty much when I complain about an area, I say, oh, this cell is garbage or something like that, or this cell is, you know, quite literally bad or whatever, because I know that technical knowledge. I've learned it. And same idea with everything else for the most part. I learned that knowledge through not life experience, but through everything else. I just gotta go check something real quick. Alright. Nothing else. Okay, perfect. So right now, I kind of want to actually explain a little bit of what I'm currently doing in the background. So me and a friend have been playing a new MMO that actually looks really good and actually feels really good. There's a few minor things I would love changed, but there's nothing really too much. The other thing is that I've actually been working on my mod a little bit. I'm having a person help me on trying to do this one simple thing. It sounds simple, but behind the scenes, it looks really, really weird. So allow me to explain. So in Oblivion / Nehrum, we have an armor that we call the Dark King's armor. The name of the character is supposed to be Drathis. Mind you, in Nehrum we called it Xilestar, so we're just gonna call him Drathis for now. Drathis, in sort of my headcanon, is known as the Dark King. He found the Dark King's heart at some point, and so he's able to use the Dark King's powers. And the Dark King's powers are very, very powerful and blah blah blah. Now, in terms of Oblivion, we have it, I don't want to say nerfed, because I don't really think it makes much sense in terms of Oblivion. But we gave it a very special condition. The Dark King doesn't naturally regenerate magicka. Now you might think, oh, this is a really, really bad thing, especially in terms of the Elder Scrolls games. If you can't naturally generate magicka and your magic is quite overpowered, you're not going to be very, very good. And the Dark King has only one way of getting magicka naturally. Through battle, I guess, in a way, too. The Dark King has a spell known as Healing Vitality. Healing Vitality was an old healing spell I created a long, long time ago. Back during, I think, 2014. No, it wasn't 2014. It was like 2000. No, it was 2014. No, it was 2013. Wait, now I'm forgetting when I made it. 2013. It was only a restore health spell that you can craft through the altar spell making. So I never really did restore fatigue and restore the magicka and all that stuff because you can't really have that on a spell. It would be kind of broken if you can have a spell that costs very less and can give you more magicka. So later on, I created. So that's the only way of getting magicka. I don't know why I said I created. That's the only reason. That's the only way out of battle you can recover it. The other way is using the Dark King's natural spell absorption to gain magicka through that way. So any spells that get casted on you, this also means for the Lucky Old Lady, the Way Shrines, and there's something else I'm forgetting too. Can naturally give it to you as long as you're able to constantly spam them to cast a spell on you. That's it. So as long as they're able to do it, you're completely fine. No need to worry at that moment. But for the purposes of this, I want to do something that's really, really interesting, and I'm trying to get some help on that. Unfortunately, he's way too busy, so he's not able to help me 24/7. Like, I would like it done and over with kind of thing, but, like, I have done a lot of the legwork, and I just need him to kind of just help me proofread and make sure that it should work perfectly fine, because he's actually done Oblivion modding before, so he's actually going to be helping me a lot throughout the proofreading kind of thing to making sure that, yeah, this should work perfectly fine. Right now we have a little bit of a problem. I was able to fix one of them, but I'm not able to fix the other one because I don't understand why it's not working properly. So I'm hoping that at some point he will get the messages that I've sent him about it, and that he will be able to comment on it or message me about it. So anyway, so the idea in the background is actually there's 5. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you need a bicycle. Yep, don't care. Alright, so there's actually 5 ideas that are running in the background as we currently speak. But one of them is currently being worked on right now, and with this one being worked on, it'll actually make two other ones easier because we already have the major. Is this the battle or is this the wild battle? Okay. It looked kind of weird because it looked like he battled me. Yeah, look, it looks like I'm still facing it. So it looks like it was a trainer battle. Anyway, so what I want to do for the armor is that anytime that the player is in battle, so anytime you're in combat, depending on the level of health that you are at, the game or the script on one of the items will allow you to constantly regenerate health. Now, depending on how crucial your health stage is at, so let's say for health we have an interval of 1, 3, and 5, because that's exactly what I have it as. But anyway, so 1, 3, and 5. So I have it so though if your health is ever at 90% or higher, it is going to remove all of it, just in case they might have slipped through the cracks kind of thing. Or if you're out of combat, it'll remove them anyway. But don't worry, it's fine. Now, if you are in dangerous territory, 60%, it is going to boost that healing even further. So it's going to add an extra 2. Mind you, I'm thinking of changing this so that there are 3 separate spells rather than 3 that chain off of each other, but it's fine. The next one that's on the list, of course, is of course the third one. The quote-unquote fast one. This one is if your health is at 30% and needs to be done. So this one is this. It has the same thing as the second one right now, which is just boosting up your restoring of health by 2, but at the end of it, it's 5 technically. And even if all of these 3 are currently being used right now, and you're still taking a lot of damage when you're at 10 or less percentage of health, you will get the emergency regeneration, which, if you don't know, I think I talked about this maybe during the Oblivion special, but just in case I didn't. I have a greater power on the armor that are literally called Last Stand. What this spell is actually supposed to be for is that at any point in time that you are ever in danger, you cast this spell. It heals you by 1250, no matter what. It gives you resistances for an increased, more increased time than the heal, because the heal only lasts for 5 seconds, and it heals you for 250 each, so that should be able to rectify, or like, literally heal you for a lot, no matter what. Now, when this script actually goes live, the spell is not going to be a greater power anymore, it's going to be an active effect. For a short time. So 2 things that might be a little bit different for this spell in particular. So I'm gonna go do my whole red thing that I did for Pokemon Blue. Mind you, I do not have repels, so we're gonna see a lot of wild Pokemon. Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. Yes, there's actually 2 things. One, I don't know if active powers can even, or active effects can even have durations and how they would work. So I might have to put a timer on the actual, like, Last Stand. So yeah, so the other thing about the Last Stand trigger is that it's only going to be applicable for once a week. Once a week, you will be able to use it. There's a small thing that I kind of want to mention that I do kind of want to work on the side, but I don't really think it matters too much. And that is that I kind of want it so... sorry about that. I kind of want it so though, like, I don't know, maybe hidden in the back, maybe? Have some code that, like, if you want it that way, you can just remove these little ticks and then they're done. These little ticks are going to be so though, like, if you want it so though, the armor has to be active while this happens. So what that means is, if you don't want it so though, like, you can just unsummon the armor, wait stall for a week, and then get the you can get the Last Stand again. Because that's not fair, to be honest. Because there's no way that I can even patch that, to be honest. Unless there's quite literally a script of code that you can literally say that the person cannot wait for it to be ended. Because if you can, that would be perfect. Because that's exactly what I would do. But in all honesty, I don't really think it matters all that much in that field, pretty much. Because I don't really think it... yeah, because I don't really think it matters too much, if that's even a thing. Because that's literally the only problem with greater powers, is that literally you can just wait 24 hours. They happen again. Literally, I have the armor as a greater power for that specific purpose. Is that just in case you mess up and accidentally click and you're like, oh, I didn't want to summon the armor now, you can just wait 24 hours, boom, done, it's there again. I am going to have a separate trigger to actually apply it to the person. because I'm getting sick and tired of actually just either you have to go down to the basement, I think, in the area, go to a secret area, and then pick it up for you to get the spell, or if you have the code, because I actually have memorized it, because I literally was doing that testing for that health regeneration. I was testing it a lot, starting to find out why it wasn't working properly. But yeah. So that's the whole scenario kind of thing. Let's go over here then. Let's go fight you. Not really a better location to kind of do all this testing for, but anyway. Yes, that's pretty much the whole thing for that scenario. When we were done building